Hey guys, it's Tara,
And Sarah.
and we're Sisterbia. Welcome back to another episode of Weird Crap.
Of just random stuff that's on our minds.
And yeah, so earlier this week, that News Nation episode with Jacob Barber came out, and I will put the link to the video in our description. So that you can check out the whole video, because we're not going to be able to show it all. But this is a whistleblower on aliens and UFOs and all this. This was a new disclosure that just came out. I don't know. Today's the 20th when we're recording, so a few days ago, and it's just really interesting. And so I thought we could talk about that.
Absolutely. Everything.
I mean, so there's a bunch of I'll play parts of the video for everybody, but there's just some really weird stuff, like some of the things he talks about, and his reactions to being physically ill when they were doing this, and then he also gets into they called it psionics, which is basically psychic. Almost like remote viewing or something.
Yeah, well, psychic people controlling the UFOs.
Yeah, bringing them in, psychically contacting them and having them come to them.
Yeah, having a psychic ability to non-human technology. That just is weird.
Yeah, it is. And because Sarah and I have both had different little episodes of, whether you call it psychic ability or prophetic, just some kind of premonition. We both had experiences. Now, I haven't had anything in a long time, but it was more when I was younger. Like, I was really in tune to it. But, I mean, we used to get paid to do it.
Yeah. I mean,
I won't do it anymore because I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's probably not godly or
probably
Christian.
Not getting paid to do it.
Right.
I think if you have something you should share, then you should share it without.
It's a kind of gift or something.
Right.
And it depends on how you use it too. I think you can be blessed with visions of future events and that kind of thing. I don't know.
But you can also use it for not good.
Right.
So,
which when I was younger, it wasn't good.
Right.
And I think we talked last episode about using Ouija boards and tarot cards and things like that.
Right.
So that was involved in a lot of my psychic stuff. So, and I notice in our videos, I'm always rubbing this dog hair off the damn, and it makes noise in the microphone. So sorry about that, guys. I'm going to try to stop doing it. And Matilda would like to make an appearance, and she's going to say hi. I'll try not to beat her this time. Her little angel. Yeah, I love her. Okay. Can you get down now, Tills? Because we're doing something. Yeah. Okay.
She's part of the sisters, too.
I know. Hers a sister, too, Matilda. Okay. Yep, nope. Well.
Yep, nope, get down.
Do you want, I don't know, maybe she could sit up here. I don't know, I haven't tried. We're going to experiment here while we're recording. Come here. Come here now. Let's see if you can get up here.
Worst case
You
scenario.
big lardy. Oh, God, I can't lift her. Did I tell you she weighed 67 pounds at the vet?
Oh, my gosh.
I know, she's a cow. And I've lost weight, so I can't even lift. I used to carry big bags of dog food and chicken feed and crap. No, that don't happen no more. I'm like, ugh, I can barely scooch it along. Hi, I know.
Yeah, the less weight you have to counterbalance it, the harder it is to carry it.
I wonder if I pulled her. You're pushing me backwards, girl. Hey, hi. I wonder if I pull her own chair over. No, okay. Well, that hurts. So let's not do that one, okay?
You want to bring her a chair over?
I don't know. I wonder if she'll get up in it. Probably not. She wants to be on me. All right. Well, we're just gonna try to do this then. So anyway, so let's Let's take a look at that, because I also want to compare some of the things he says with biblical things, and why I almost think that what they're doing is evil. Like, it's not. I mean, I get he was military, so that's something I didn't mention earlier. He was military, and this was just like a secret program that they were involved in. But yeah, I don't know. What did you think when you saw it? Did you feel like it was evil, or?
No, see, when he talked about the way he felt when it, like, that felt angelic.
Oh God, not to me. I don't know.
He felt, because he said it was peaceful and it was music and it was.
I know.
And I like, that sounds angelic. That sounds like.
Yep. And 2 Corinthians says Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. I don't know.
But there are angels too.
There are angels.
So I don't know.
But do you think the angels can be summoned by psychics? I don't know.
Maybe they're prophetic, and maybe they are holy, and maybe they can.
I mean, I suppose it could go either way. So, guys, we would like to hear what you think, because, I mean, obviously, I have some pretty weird beliefs, and, you know, I'm open to listen to what everybody says. I mean, and not necessarily, I mean, I can change my mind, too.
I mean, it could be demonic. It could be them
right
trying to fool us into thinking.
Why did my camera frickin' freeze up?
You're fine now.
I hate that.
I hate that. I hate when that
happens. Look, it's all over my bullets and everything. Oh, God. Yeah, we're idiots. So,
we're from the 80s. It is what it is.
All right. Maybe if I don't understand why everything is laggy.
I look like I have one eye.
What? Oh, that's creepy as fuck. All right.
Apparently I need to go put some.
I think, okay. Hold on just a second. Just look so you're like looking at yourself. And then it might be this. Is that better? Is that better?
I don't know.
Does it look like you have two eyes now?
Well, I mean, they're both there, kind of, but like one looks very made up and the other one looks very not.
Let me see. And they're both made up.
Look in the.
Well, that's just, I don't know. Is it this light?
See? Like, it looks weird.
You look stoned as shit. She's like, no comment. But that's all. Let's pull it back a little bit. Maybe that'll help. Did that help?
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I feel better.
I think it might have been that light. All right. Okie dokie. So anyway, we got our technical issues out the way. So let's we'll just start that video. This is kind of giving Mr. Barber's background, like how he got started doing what he did. And again, this is a News Nation exclusive. So and I'll share the video, the link to the full interview in the comments. So, or not the comments, but the description. That thing.
What else to do with it?
Okay, here we go.
And this guy is prepared to testify that he was involved directly, firsthand, in the retrieval of these craft.
How long have you known this secret about unidentified, anomalous phenomena, being of non-human origin?
For more than 10 years.
Of course, we checked Barber's records, and we've confirmed that he was an airman in the US Air Force, working as an aerospace mechanic in the late 90s. But as these documents show, he was also recruited into Air Force Special Operations, known as Combat Control. He says he ended up working in a non-official capacity for the Department of Defense and the intelligence community.
What were you?
What was I? Ross, I was a highly talented airplane mechanic who got to deploy on a number of presidential support missions.
But Jake was no ordinary mechanic.
So he was
Being
obviously very
recruited into the Air
skilled
Force's
and
elite
trusted.
combat
Right.
control unit
They-
meant he had a resume that reads like something out of an action thriller. Helicopter pilot, free-fall parachutist, expert marksman, and the recipient of a NATO top-secret security clearance. A legacy of his service in Bosnia, where he won an
trusted
award for an act of heroism. In addition to reviewing his official documentation, News Nation spoke with 3 former Special Operations soldiers who corroborate
I wanted to
Barber's
include this part
credentials
because it's
and
corroboration of
claims.
who he was and what he
know.
did.
In special operations, you're often in some tough situations. You have to rely on each other. Is Jake Barber a person who you would trust?
Oh yes, he's a person I would and have trusted with my life.
Do you think Jake Barber is a patriot?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
There's a thing I know a lot of special operators talk about, that there are certain types of men who you would want watching your back in a tight spot. Is he one of those guys?
Absolutely. Trustworthiness is one of the top things that we're looking for.
And one of his most fervent supporters is Colonel John Blitch, a Renaissance warrior who holds a doctorate in
Renaissance.
psychology,
I
Delta Force sniper, and is
There's a
one of the
couple
few
words that
men
just
to
kinda
hold
chuckle-
doomsday
chuckle.
in his hands, commanding a nuclear weapons battalion.
So you
That's how
believe
it's
Jake
spelled,
Barber
so-
is telling the truth?
Absolutely.
There
So
has
he
been
had
another
control of a
lasting
nuclear
18
weapon
years.
battalion.
We've
So he was
recovered Kraft.
obviously
Absolutely.
very
So
trusted.
let's roll back. You say
Yeah,
you
he
were an
wasn't
enlisted
just
man,
nobody.
and then you ended up working for the intelligence community as a contractor. Tell me that story. How did that happen?
Everything changed for me right around 9/11. And I left the Air Force and was sent out to California at that time to begin establishing my cover basis for an independent contractor, so that I could serve what was coming down the line next for me. And that is the path which led to the UAP subject.
Barber says he was contracted as a helicopter
Barber.
pilot and was part of a team assigned to retrieve crashed aircraft at an undisclosed testing facility
thinking
in the
Baba
desert.
Black
And
Sheep.
we're not only talking about conventional airplanes
Baba
or
Black Ops.
drones.
A lot of the work we did was on what I call the range, where the U.S. government and its private partners use to test all kinds of things, weapon systems, and resilience to weapon systems of certain craft. And so you see a lot of exciting
Put our
things.
flag
So
on
you
Mars.
start seeing at the range
Yes.
interesting objects.
Well, yeah, it's always interesting out there. Things come in and
I'm gonna
out
let this run
of sight.
because that was where
Things
it kinda-
disappear for a moment,
he got over
reappear.
where-
Things
like
just
how he
seem-
got involved in
Things
all
seem
of
to move
this.
very quickly. Things change color. They change shape. We did recover things that were exotic in nature in the sky, and we know they were classified craft. And we recovered them and took them back to where they go. The majority of what we see and do is
To where they
explainable
go.
and is ordinary and is known
Like it's just a
by
common
many
thing.
people
Just
and
go
is
there. That's where they
not,
go.
Not classified.
Okay, so we'll pause it right there because the next little bit is not super exciting. But at the 12-minute mark, he talks about how these entities are not human. And it goes for like a minute, so I'll bump it up to that part real quick. Whipping right past it. Okay.
Pure white.
It was like pearly white, like a metallic pearly white, the best I could assess.
How did you know that that egg-shaped object was non-human in origin?
Now, visually, after seeing all kinds of things in my past, it was clearly something that was ridiculously looking. It's inconsistent with anything I'd ever seen before. I can also tell you that the reaction by my team, we all knew we were dealing with something extraordinary.
And at no stage were you ever subsequently told that the craft was of non-human origin?
I will tell you that during this process, over the last couple of years, it's been confirmed to me by ranking members of the UAP task force that what we were working with that night was in fact NHI, and it was not a unique experience.
What do you
NHI,
think that
non-human
object
intelligence.
was?
Yes.
I don't know. Again, I'm security and transportation. I moved it, loaded it on a truck, and it went to
Where would it go? Where would it be taken?
It would be taken to a secure facility, but again, my role stops once I deliver it.
Yes, it sounds like the stuff of madness. Tall
So
tales,
there's
delusions.
video of this actually
and anyway,
happening,
where
and it's
was
coming
the
up in
proof
just a
for any
minute,
of
so.
this?
NewsNation has independently obtained previously unseen video obtained from a secret UAP craft retrieval program. This extraordinary footage clearly shows an egg-shaped object dangling in a sling below the belly of a helicopter.
And that's what he was just talking about, was this egg-shaped thing.
Right.
That was ridiculous looking, he said.
doesn't-
Pearly white.
It doesn't make sense.
Let's slow this down to take a closer look. That's an egg-shaped UAP suspended from a 150-foot long line. We're told the
So that's
craft
huge.
is about 20 feet long. The egg
mean, that's-
suspended in a cradle. And look how careful the pilot is as they bring their precious cargo into land. Let's freeze frame here to look at one of the clearest images of a UAP ever taken. This is no blurry light in a distant sky. The source of the footage putting themselves at incredible risk to record this UAP retrieval. Look at how perfectly smooth the craft is. No markings at all, and no visible
This is
means
just-
of
that
propulsion
part is
or
just
way
like
to see
the-
inside.
the
Watch how it
wrapped
rolls,
around
almost
part that's
graceful
holding
as it hits
it,
the ground,
so it's not part of the
despite being
craft.
wrapped in the ropes and canvas from the cradle as it's dropped for pickup. The UAP's final destination still unknown.
So there was another
So we don't know
object.
where they took it. All right.
There's two objects that
It was there. We don't know where there is, but we know that it
It
existed.
existed, yeah. It was here at some point, and who knows where it is now. I mean, that's pretty crazy looking.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Okay, so it's non-human intelligence that created the craft. Oh, excuse me. God, I'm falling apart. I'm getting so old. Back is killing me. But so was it manned by? Was it aliened?
Right? Was there something in it
yeah,
that
in it
was
that-
piloting it?
There you go. Yeah, and he never does say that part. I don't think.
No, I didn't really say if there was aliens in it. So
Right. So I don't know. I mean, not that he saw anyway, maybe. And did it crash? Because it didn't look damaged. I mean, it was just an egg, and eggs when they crash make a mess. Like, so obviously it was made of. If it is indeed non-human intelligence, then it's obviously made of something
we don't know about.
indestructible, or at least stronger than what we have. But okay, so in a few minutes he starts talking about like this emotional, what he felt when he was doing this, and like I can't describe it, so I'm just gonna
Let him describe it.
yeah, let him do it. Okay. I feel. Okay, we'll try.
I start feeling extremely emotional.
All right, I'm gonna.
Particular operation.
Simply
stop
seeing
it.
a non-human craft up close would be an intense experience in itself. But Barber says, as he prepared to transport that so-called 8-gon from the pickup site to the drop site, something even more intense happened to him that would change his life forever.
So this is creepy.
This is one of the most profound experiences I've ever had in my life I'm about to share with you, so bear with me. So as I get closer to this pick site, I start feeling odd. I start feeling extremely emotional. And the closer I get, the more the emotion starts to overwhelm me. I feel this intense hybrid of sadness and happiness and beauty and song. And it was very disruptive to me because I had a very practical
Satan was the
responsibility
choir
at the time
director.
to operate a helicopter in the mountains.
He
at
it was
night.
only
And I
disruptive.
began
He was trying to focus on this, and
wondering what
he's
was wrong
having
with me.
these
It was
huge
late. Am I
emotions.
distressed? Am I tired? I don't know. But as I came over this object for the pick, there was this overwhelming sense of emotion.
Is it your feeling? Are you suddenly having a mental breakdown on the job?
No, I felt like something connected with me. I felt like something had tuned in to me and my soul and was providing me some sense of guidance on what to do
sounds like
and
home.
how profound what I
Like
was
what?
doing
Like
was.
Oh, to me, it sounds
And it
terrifying.
was so overwhelming that I began to cry. And then I'm confused as to why I'm crying at the same time. And then
there.
do I abort the
Done there.
mission?
So many
Do I,
times.
so I just did my best to focus on my particular cues when doing this type of work, and I got the load hooked up and I began flying away. And once it was just me and that object in between the pick and the drop site, there's about 20 miles in between, I felt like something was inside of me. I felt like I
See,
was
that sounds like
possessed by the most
possession to me.
beautiful spirit I'd ever been possessed by. And
How many times have you been possessed?
Oh, right, that
it
makes
was
me.
lovely. But there was a sense of sadness at the same time. And
Had you ever had an experience like this before?
no, it was a very feminine energy. I'll tell you that. It felt like the spirit of God, but not in any masculine sense. And it wasn't like a soul. It was like a frequency that I was connected with. And whatever that force
What
was
does that mean?
since that night,
A
it has
frequency,
stayed
not a
with me.
soul?
And as crazy as this sounds, it's what's guiding me now. And it's what's providing protection for me.
It's changed your life.
It's changed my life.
Okay.
What?
So it's providing protection for him. Here, we can switch back to this one for a minute. I mean, I think we definitely like have a difference of opinion on it, because you feel like it's good, like it's a good thing.
I mean,
It could be.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like home. It sounds soothing and beautiful and
See, now my brain instantly goes to the Great Deception. If you, even the elect are going to be fooled. 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians 11. I think 14 to 15. But I screenshotted it because I was like, yeah, this is what it sounds like. I thought I did. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Did I not screenshot the verse? I just screenshotted an overview of what 2 Corinthians 11:14 says, that Satan disguises himself as an angel of light to deceive people. This means that Satan pretends to be good, truthful, and powerful in order to draw people to himself. Satan's deception is effective because people are generally drawn to light and not darkness. Satan's disguise can lead people to trust and follow what appears to be good, but is actually a path to destruction. And the passage is a warning against false teachings, which is a challenge that remains relevant today. So that was the overview of 2 Corinthians 11:14. But for whatever reason, when I watched this, that was like that came to mind. I'm like, earthquake. Where was this one at? Taiwan.
it wasn't a lot of.
It's set to only give me alerts when there's really big earthquakes. And so it's been going off like the charts the last few days. But anyway, what was we saying? Oh, the Bible and how, and like, I just feel like that is going to be the thing that, the great deception. So I don't know. As soon as I started hearing him talk about it, I got weirded out. I was like, dude, okay.
I got excited.
So, I mean, maybe and it could be, maybe I'm just so already expecting the worst.
I mean, I try to expect the worst.
You don't. This girl, she's like sunshine and roses all the time. Everybody and making excuses for people why they behave the way they do because she's just so sweet. Like she can't imagine that anybody could actually be evil. So I wondered if maybe we would differ a little bit on this one. And I am like the most like cynical, untrusting.
Gina and I had this conversation with me earlier.
Did you really? That's funny. That's hilarious. Oh God, it's so true. It's so true. Like she'll just excuse everybody's piss poor behavior because maybe they're having a bad day or maybe, and that's accurate. It could be true, but I don't. I'm like screw that. I'm bitching, but.
To be fair, I bitch too, but I try not to get too upset about it because
they might be having a bad day.
And I've had bad days before. I get
it. Yeah. So, I mean, and it's good that we have differing opinions because I'm sure probably eventually we'll have some viewers that might have different opinions too. And we want people to get involved and like tell us, what you think of it and
otherwise we're just sitting here talking to ourselves.
Which is fun anyway.
Yeah.
But
I enjoy it. We'd be having this conversation with or without the camera.
Yeah, that's true too. But so anyway, what do you guys think about that? Like his emotional reaction and response to it, and how he feels like he's still possessed, and he used the word possessed.
I know that's the only thing that freaked me out was the possessed part. I was like,
I know.
Yeah, that makes.
But in fairness, when we ask Christ to come into our hearts, we let Him indwell us, which would be similar to possession. It's just Him in there and not anything evil.
And if He's in there, can anything evil get in there?
Only if you let it, and then He has to leave because.
You've chosen.
There's part, and I forget where it is in the Bible that it talks about. There's not room for two masters.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep, and so I think that was what Christ was referring to. If it's not me, then it's somebody else, and if they're there, I can't come in.
Right.
Kind of thing.
You have to make a decision.
Yeah. So it's interesting anyway. He obviously feels extremely emotional about what happened to him.
I mean, he's still very emotional about it.
Yeah. And this was back in the 90s, it sounds like. That. Well, I don't know. He started in the 90s.
He said 10 years. It's been 10 years since he...
Okay.
Maybe.
So 2015? Holy shit. How? I mean, time has just flown. But... I mean, it seems like 2015 was a couple weeks ago.
Well, I know, but the kids grew up so fast.
I know. Everything time is just whipping by. The older you get, the faster it goes. So cherish it while you can. But, all right. Well, I guess enough on the emotional part. But let us know what you guys think. And I'm going to fast forward this to the part where he's talking about, they call it psionics, and that's the psychic bringing in these things. And where does that start? Okay. All right, so let's get this. Sorry guys for the pause. Let's bring it up over here.
UFOs, flying saucers, and
That's probably one of the hardest conversations. That object, or whatever was controlling that object, was also connecting to me through my mind.
And so, how did the object come to land?
I think it was invited to land by the psionics team.
Jake says his mission that night came from no accidental crash. The UAP was summoned by a separate team, a
so it didn't
special
crash.
team with special abilities. They're called psionics.
What is a psionic?
A psionic person is someone with the predisposition for extratemporal, you could say, abilities and sensitivities.
Extratemporal abilities, also known as psychic powers.
What did you discover the psionics were being used for in the program?
In the program, there was certainly a desire to explore the idea that perhaps UAP could be summoned, could be communicated with, could be controlled, and could be persuaded to land, all by deploying people with psionic abilities.
And did you see that happen?
Yes, I did.
When a psionic operator engages with technology, how do they do it?
Using their mind, something like meditation.
There genuinely are people who can actually make a mental, spiritual connection to a technology.
Yes.
To
100%.
a
It
technology.
all seems
Say
so
we
far-fetched.
sit outside
Psychically
our
gifted
houses
humans
tonight
linking
and
with
try
possibly
to connect the
alien
ones
ships,
in,
summoning
New Jersey
them
and bring
and
'em
even
over.
piloting them. But it isn't just Jake saying this. Don
Okay, so
Paul,
he has
another
backup
decorated
also.
special
I'm not going to
forces
play all
operator,
that.
and
But these guys also say, yeah,
Yeah,
that
I
crap
was there.
happened. We saw it too. So, I don't know. It's just, it's crazy.
And our government is doing this. Our government knows that this is real.
Yeah. And why are they hiding it from us? Like, why,
Yeah, why is it such a big secret?
if there's something here, tell us, especially if it's, well, either way, if it's dangerous, we need to know to protect ourselves. And if it's good, then we need to know so we're not terrified if we see it or, if something
Right.
happens. Like, I mean, I believe in a flat earth. I believe we're, like the Bible says, kind of in a dome, in a firmament. There's still sky, but the firmament, there's a covering that separates us from the waters above. And I think there's still, God says he created the sun, the moon, the stars. They're all up there inside the firmament. And so obviously we can fly around in there and stuff, but there's a limit to how far you can go. Kind of like, what was the Jim Carrey movie? Where it was all fake, but he was,
Truman Show.
yeah, like there were edges to where like he couldn't get past those places. And that's how I feel like this is. So whatever these things are, if they are not human, they're from somewhere within our firmament, unless they're traveling interdimensionally, which would be possible too. Angels do, right? And Satan got here somehow. He fell from heaven and got put here. So he didn't, did he absorb through the firmament and come here? Or did, there's some portal or something somewhere that allows these things to happen? I don't know. And then he also goes on to say that some of these gentlemen say that contact with these things when they were moving them around and stuff caused physical illness.
Yeah, the main guy there says later on that he's waiting for cancer or something to happen to him because he just knows. There's
And other people that have been
and
involved.
there's a guy who is actually taking notes on the people who've gotten sick from dealing with these UAPs, and he works for the CIA.
So and he goes on.
Everybody
Yeah.
knows.
He's like describing the symptoms, and they sound like radiation
poisoning.
exposure. Yep. So, and we won't play all that part. I know we're running. What are we at? 34 minutes. So we're probably about ready to wrap it up. But yeah, check out the full video and let us know what you think. I think the video is, well, you can see it's 42 minutes. So, when you have some spare time or before you go to bed, well, probably not before you go to bed. When you're getting around in the morning, I didn't want to watch it before I went to bed because I'm freaked out. Now, it probably made you feel good.
I watched it and went to sleep.
So, yeah, just depending on your take on it,
Right,
But-
if it's going to make you uncomfortable or if you think...
Yeah. I mean, check it out and let us know what you think. Like, I don't know. It's weird.
It's definitely interesting.
It is. I'm fascinated by
And
it. 'Cause
Trump
people are
said he's
seeing-
gonna
disclose
everything. He said the assassinations,
Yeah, I can't.
alien stuff. Like, I can't wait.
Yeah, I am looking for. Oh God. Poof, gone.
January 6th.
January 6th, people pardoned. I really want that to happen. Yeah, I'm irritated as hell at all the part. So, it's Inauguration Day, and just this morning, before all the festivities, the geriatric nursing home resident now, I think that's where Air Force One took him, straight to the nursing home, but he pardoned prior to any allegations of a crime. Fauci, who tried to kill the entire planet. Who else did he pardon? Oh, General Milley, the J6 committee, who hid evidence and faked crap to put all these January 6 people in prison who've been sitting there for 4 years now.
Yeah.
With no trial. A lot of them still have not had a trial. A lot of them
had
haven't
an
even been
arraignment.
Yeah, or convicted of anything. They're just sitting there. So I'm looking forward to him pardoning them. But no, the JFK disclosure is what I'm really looking forward to. I want to see, because our government was involved in this crap. They killed him. Just like they're trying to kill Trump. Oh God, YouTube's gonna just strike us down.
Yep.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully we'll see you next week.
Maybe.
All right. Take care. Watch the video. Like, share, subscribe our videos.
We're on Rumble now, too.
Oh, yeah, we're on Rumble, too. Sisturbia. Sisturbia. Just like it is on YouTube. So, yeah, give us a look up over there if we get booted off YouTube.
We're back up.
All right, guys. We love you. Mwah.
Mwah.
All right.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Happy recording.